Hello everybody, welcome back to Simulated Heaven and welcome back to Euro Truck Simulator 2, but this is not going to be any normal Euro Truck Simulator 2. This is going to be the Brazilian Bus Simulator version. Really it is. I found a mod. The mod allows you to drive a bus in Brazil. I thought I'd give it a go. So I'm actually going to take you through how you go about this. It is very easy, but you start a new profile. So I'm going to call my new profile there you go, Waz the bus driver. I'm male. So, the picture you can just go for whatever you want. Obviously, doesn't really matter. I'm going to go for this guy, why not? Now, when you go for the preferred truck design, oh, hang on. First, we need to enable. So, I need to enable these two mods. You can see EAA Bus 1 and 2. Hopefully now. Yes, here we go. So, I can choose a bus as my favorite truck design. Then the company logo, I can choose a Brazilian thing here. I assume these are associated with Brazilian bus companies. So the company name. Brazilian Bus Boys. I'm sure that has a rude version somewhere in the world. Right, we don't need that. We should already be set up. Right. So then when you select a city, you have to go all the way over here, look, and you can choose. I'm going to choose Sao Paulo. Confirm selection. Nope, I don't need any tutorial. We'll start the game off then as usual. So this is basically a mod which comes with a map of Brazil, but it also will come with... It will also come with a couple of buses. Now it seems like I do need to set up my controls. That is a bit annoying. So they must be associated with your account somehow. You know, like the profile. Okay, so let's just do real automatic. So for some reason the steering is on. That's bizarre. Sometimes I do wonder about some of this stuff, why it kind of likes to mess up. But to be fair, it's kind of like this in a lot of games. Okay, so shift up, shift down. We should be good now, hopefully. Now I think it will start me off when I'm already in a job. I don't know how long this is. Oh, it's a very short one. Okay, so it's like one of those very short first job kind of things. Okay, so let me show you my truck. I'm at a bus stop. Wow, this is super cool. You're actually at a bus stop. That's pretty awesome. I wonder if you have to open the doors. I hope not. Because if you do, I have no idea what the key is for that. But look, you start in a bus station. I'm loving that, man. I am loving that. Now, I'm going to go this way. Okay, so let's go back into here. I'm going to go nice and slow to begin with, because we don't want to start this off with a big failure, do we? We're going to get mightily close there to that fence, but we're okay. I am a bus driver. Simulated Heaven is a Brazilian bus driver. Yes, I am. Loving every second of it. I have to say, like, although it's slightly crude, I do really like the bus station. You know, for a mod, this is pretty awesome stuff, isn't it, really, to be fair? Okay. So it's telling me... So I'm just going to follow the GPS. I think it's a very short... You know, it's not far away. Okay. And you know what? I forgot to set up my indicators. I'm going to have loads of people having a go at me now for not using the indicators. Whoops. So I forgot to set up my indicators. So I'm sorry guys, this whole video is going to have no indicators. I know that I'm going to get people hating on me for that. Sorry. Not quite sure. Now, in Brazil, which side of the road do they drive on? I'm not quite sure, actually. We'll soon find out, won't we? Now, I'm quite liking the scenery. Now, I see a truck coming. Hopefully the truck is on the other side of the road. No, he's somewhere else. Okay, I think we're on the right side. Yes, we are. Okay, we're good. But yeah, already I'm really liking the look of this scenery. Like, this is not like a basic style of scenery. This looks pretty flipping awesome. So I'm liking this, man, already. Well, I'm probably in the wrong lane here, and I should be indicating. And like I said, I'm gonna get loads of guys like complaining at me. Why didn't you indicate, Simulated Evan? I can't believe you drove a bus in Brazil and you didn't use any indicators. So yeah, like I explained, I did forget to set up the indicators. I do apologise, I do usually have indicators, but yeah, not so much. Now, I am really liking this idea that apparently SCS Software, the people behind this game, ETS 2, apparently they are working on, or they're considering working on. I can't remember if they actually said they are working on it, but it's one of their like ideas for future projects. It's like a bus simulator. I believe a while ago when they were like they were talking about future ideas on their blog, and one of those future ideas was the idea of a bus simulator. So therefore, it's pretty awesome to see a mod, and I'm not going to crash into that truck, but just being careful there. It's awesome to see like a mod of this, because it kind of gives you an idea as to what it would feel like. I mean, to be fair, when you're in the cab, you don't feel much of a difference between a truck and a bus, really. Certainly not in this mod. I mean, I still feel like I'm in a truck, if I'm honest. And I think I'm finding it harder to drive a bus, or it might just be I'm out of practice with ETS 2 in general, because I haven't played much ETS 2 recently, so it might just be that. But of course, I'll put a link in the description to this mod, and I would highly recommend you go check it out. I mean, I'm pretty impressed so far. You know, like when I saw there was a map included, if I'm honest, and this car's going to totally go first, isn't it? If I'm honest, I just assumed that it would be like a really crappy kind of basic map that came with it. But no, it actually seems pretty decent. I mean, you know, for first impressions, it's not anything like the MHA Europe map or anything like that. But you can't expect that. But for, you know, it seems like a decent attempt, let's put it that way. Right, again, I'm going to pretend I'm indicating to go right. So this is where we're going now. Not quite sure if this is going to be a bus station or what. Let's have a look in. Yeah, it's... Oh, crap! I crashed my bus on a building. That is not good. Right, let's go back. Don't worry, we're fine. Don't worry, we're fine. So this is why I'm not a bus driver in real life. Oh, dear. Something is harder, it would appear, to when you're driving a bus to when you're... Right. To skip, so we need to, I think we just need to pull up here. Let's see how it works. Obviously we don't have a trailer, so I'm assuming you just pull up here and pick up a job. And I'm again going all over the path here, pavement. So yeah, I'm finding this, first impressions, I'm finding this pretty, for some reason I'm finding this quite a bit harder. Right, so why are we not, are we, oh, well, hang on. So we're kind of quite far away from being on the thingamajiggy, aren't we? So let's pull forward a bit. Surely it should... I mean, it's kind of confusing because I'm in a bus, so I don't know when it will tell me to stop. No. 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 Well, I'm just going to press enter, skip that, whatever. That was a bit weird. And I don't want to spend ages doing it on video, really, if I can. So I'm a newbie. I got 75 euros. Nice. Right, so now I'm assuming I can pick up a job. What? Oh yeah, this is just telling me I've got headquarters and stuff. Okay, okay. Right, so now I think we're free to get a job from the job market. Quick job. Now let's have a look. We don't want anything too crazy, do we? We don't want anything... That looks like a good length, actually. Yeah, we're going to go for this one. And also there's a couple of women on the side of the coach. So we're going from Sao Paulo to Santos, apparently. Right, now, again, it's a bit unclear to me whether I actually have to pick up any passengers. I don't know. I'm just going to assume not. Now, this looks a little bit tricky for me, considering that I crashed the bus earlier. I need to take it easy. Be very careful. It's like I said, maybe I'm just out of practice with ETS 2, but to be honest, I was a bit dodgy, wasn't I, in that little jaunt I just did. It was a bit dodgy like. Right, let's go back into this camera. Now, I'm going to keep an eye on the mirrors like I always do when I'm driving a truck, but I don't know. We'll see. I mean, in theory, it should be very similar, right, to driving a truck. Oh no! Wow. I didn't see those. I'm like the worst bus driver ever. Seriously, I didn't even see those. Ugh. Right. So yeah, I think I'm gonna probably have to stick to truck driving, not bus driving, because I'm not this bad at truck driving. I think, yeah. Anyway, let's just pretend that didn't happen, shall we? I can't even see if there's anyone coming. Hopefully there's not. I'm going to try not to crash. We're going right. Let's go. Come on. Let's be having you. I don't know. There's something weird about driving a bus. Like, I'm kind of weirdly very bad at it. You would have thought it would have been very similar to driving a truck, wouldn't you? But no, I've like crashed twice already in this video. And I'm going to pretend I'm indicating left here, and I'm going to assume no one else is going to drive into me. Whoa! I am like the worst bus driver ever. Wow. I should make a series of videos like the worst Brazilian bus driver in the world. It's courtesy of Simulated Heaven. Now, I'm assuming there's people on board. You can't actually see if anyone's on board. Yeah, we're cruising in our bus. And let's go have a look at the scenery. Now, obviously the map is not that big. I mean, it would appear... Whoa, dude, off the curb. You know, it would appear the map is not too big here. This Brazilian thing, but what I've seen of it thus far seems pretty cool. I mean, I'm not from Brazil, and I've never visited Brazil. If any of you guys know what Brazil looks like, does it look anything like this? And the only reason I'm going to recognise any of the names is because of the football teams that I've heard of from Brazil. It's kind of sad, isn't it, really? Right, we are cruising. Yeah! Yeah, there it is, baby. Yeah. Right, anyway, let's try and calm down a bit. Oh, look at the lovely scenery. The scenery is nice. Of course, I'm ultra excited about the American Truck Simulator. I'm a little bit excited about the Scandinavian map that is coming out from SCS, but to be honest, and I think I'm in the wrong lane, to be honest, I've already seen a lot of Scandinavia in unofficial maps, and those unofficial maps are pretty good, so I'm not sure whether SCS are going to be able to improve on those unofficial maps. So I'm not so excited about the Scandinavian map. I am going to buy it. I probably will do videos on the Scandinavian map, the official one, but like I said, I'm more excited about the American Truck Simulator thing. That seems a lot more of an exciting thing for me, you know. I feel much more excited by that than I do by the Scandinavian stuff, if I'm honest. I think that the American truck sim is still quite far away though. I reckon maybe by the end of this year, maybe they might have it. I don't remember what their exact ETA is, but I don't really care. Whenever it's finished, that's fine. Like, I don't want them to hurry or rush or feel that they need to hurry. No, I'd much rather a company like took their time. Like, I know when ETS 2 was originally in development, there were quite a few people that were moaning when it was delayed or when it didn't arrive when they thought it was, like, oh, you know, oh, and like really moaning about it. But look at this game, look how successful this game has been, look how amazing it's been, and it's like really worth the wait. So I would never dream of asking them to even think of hurrying up. I want them to take their time. I mean, they obviously know what they're doing when it comes to these games. Like ETS 2 is years old now, and it's still awesome, and it's still got a, you know, a big community. It's still being worked on. They're still actually patching the game regularly, still having DLCs. It's pretty awesome. And hopefully it'll be a similar story with this American truck simulator. And you know what I'm liking right now? I'm liking the kind of realistic traffic. You know, like, I'm on a motorway but the traffic is a bit slow. Like, that's actually quite realistic, and I really like that. Because very often in ETS 2 in the past, you just cruise everywhere at full speed and you never seem to get this realistic traffic jam feeling. I mean, of course, no one wants to sit in a half-hour traffic jam in a game, so I'm not asking it to be ultra realistic, but I do like the idea of having a bit of realism. And we're cruising behind a Mercedes. I'm sure it's a fake Mercedes. I'm sure they wouldn't be able to license the Mercedes car. I could be wrong though, because they've licensed the Mercedes trucks, haven't they? So, but I wouldn't have thought they would have licensed any more than they really had to, because of the monies, you know. It's all about the monies. Hey, and I haven't crashed for like 5 minutes. Awesome. I must be improving. Must be. So it says we got 56 minutes to go. So to be honest, this is more like a short intercity hop, isn't it? It's not like we're cruising on the motorway for hours. Just a short hop. That's awesome. When we come out the tunnel, seeing the motorway sprawling ahead of us, and yeah, this scenery is pretty nice, man. Pretty nice. I like the scenery. Yes, I do. Good job, guys. I really didn't expect that much when I downloaded this mod, so already I'm a lot more impressed than I thought I was going to be. Are we going to Santos? I think we are. I seem to remember that's where we're going. My vague memories are that we're going to Santos. So I would imagine that I'll do a few videos on this. I'm not going to do loads, but I'll probably do maybe 1 or 2 more videos of different journeys using a bus. I'm actually using as well the 64-bit version of ETS 2, so I wonder if that's helping, because there's always been an issue with ETS 2. When you add loads of mods, the performance starts to suffer. I wonder if the 64-bit, I mean, because obviously I haven't had a chance to test it, but I wonder if 64-bit does actually improve the ability for this game to handle loads of mods. Okay, we are going to be turning left anytime soon, so shall we be naughty and go left now? I think we can just about squeeze that guy, Because it will probably slow when he sees that we're freaks. There we go. Santos is left. So again, I'm pretending to do a left indication here. Dude! 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 Wow. Why don't I just totally cut that guy off? And I'm going to be in the left lane because I can see already I'm going left. I'm like, seriously, I am the worst bus driver in the whole of Brazil. Like, cutting people off, slamming the brakes on, crashing twice in a short video. Anyway, you know, hoping, it seems like you don't really have to park a bus, you just have to pull up to a bus station, but at this point anything is difficult for me, isn't it, really, at this point? And again, like, we're coming into Santos, and I'm quite liking the way the city looks. I mean, okay, it's probably not the most amazingly detailed, but you know, it's part of a mod, and I think this looks pretty impressive. Like, some big buildings here, it's got that feeling, you know, it feels like it could be in Brazil. It's got its own unique feel to it. I don't know, I'm pretty impressed already, to be fair, you know. Not, I mean, I am far from being an expert on Brazil, but now this should be interesting. If I just pull out, here we go, here we go. I'll just pull out, and they'll just have to give way, wouldn't they? Whoops! Don't drive on the curb. Yeah, and like, there's all these structures that look as if they could be in Brazil. Like, it's pretty awesome stuff. There seems to be a lot of cranes in Brazil as well. There seems to be cranes everywhere, but it certainly has a unique feeling, which is really important when you get a map. You don't want to feel like it's just been like copied and pasted from another map or something. Like, you want it to have a unique feel. Right, this is going to be interesting. So let me have a look in outside view. Where am I going? Oh, easy, I'm just going over there. Easy, he says. This is the guy that crashed within a minute of being in a bus. There we go. Yay! Welcome to Santos, everyone. You survived the worst bus journey. Oh, hang on. I thought I was pulling over there. Let's see if we can actually get this to register this time. Because it was kind of weird, wasn't it? Like, usually it would register, you know, when you just get to the right point. No, I'm thinking it's not registering. I mean, to be fair, I am a bit off the mark there, aren't I? But still, in ETS 2, you don't have to be fully, like, 100% on the thing for it to register, you know? Anyway, let's try again. This time I am pretty much on it. We'll see. Maybe I'm just a noob that can't drive. See? And then the question is, where am I supposed to park? Yay! We got it! Awesome. So I am just an idiot. There you go, guys. Confirmed. Simulated Heaven is an idiot. But there you go. I have to say, I'm pretty impressed. Like I said, I'm going to do 1 or 2 more videos on this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.